What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the DC box. Finally, the king of Atlantis. Well, before he becomes the king of Atlantis, Hot Toys Aquaman from the Justice League has finally arrived. Let's see if he was worth the wait. Okay, so I know that there's a glare, but just real quick, wanted to show you what he looks like when you take him out of the box. So let's get some better looks at him. All right, everyone, so this is basically everything that he comes with. I think this is one of those instances where less is more. I think he comes with just the right amount of accessories. You can't really put anything else with him. The first thing, though, I'm going to show you guys is the Atlantean mother box. Really well done. If you have any of the other ones, they are, they have some good weight to them. They have really nice detail, some weathering, some sculpting, the paint apps on it. Everything is really nicely done. This one is no exception. This is the third one, but it's actually I guess the second biggest one. It would be in the middle as far as the height or size of it, I guess you can say. But really well done. Pretty much looks the same on all sides. But really neat that they included these with them. And then I'm only going to show you one pair of hands, or just one hand, but he comes with 3 sets of hands. The ones that he comes with out of the box are the relaxed, let me focus, sorry about that, are the relaxed hands. Then he has obviously these that can hold the trident, and then he has the closed fist. But really well done. Really like how they did the paint on here. Trying to get it to focus. It looks a little dark on my end, but it has like this bronze color for his hand. It's painted really well. The sculpt is really nicely done. They even did the fingernails and everything, so really nicely done. And then obviously the base is in line with the other 3 that have come out so far. Pretty much the scene where they're all coming down the ramp from the carrier. And then the last piece is the trident. The trident is really nice. It is plastic. It does feel a little bit flimsy, but it is painted really, really well. It's kind of hard to tell that it's plastic by just looking at it. But once you pick it up in your hands, it is pretty lightweight. It is a little flimsier than I would like it to be. But as far as like presence, I think it looks great. It looks really awesome. The detail, the weathering, I think Hot Toys did a phenomenal job with this one. It looks really nice. All right, so pretty straightforward, real simple. Now let's get to the reason why you're all here. Let's take a look at this Aquaman. Okay, so starting with his lower half, First off, he looks great. He's painted really well. The armor has like some weathering to it, like it's, you know, ancient armor. The gold and the green on here is really nicely well done. The sculpt is really cool, especially if you look at like the detail on the boots. It's just crazy the amount of detail that Hot Toys put into this thing. But as far as the articulation is pretty rough. For instance, this is basically as much as his as much movement as I can get out of his ankles. Even this way, you kind of have to move the whole shin piece. You know, obviously, if you were to take this off, this piece here is plastic. It'll come off. This other piece right here, it's like glued onto the to his suit, and this one also feels like a hard plastic. But if you look inside here, all of this is like a rubber suit, and so that, including these are like armor. These kind of move a little bit. If you have the tactical suit Batman, he's pretty much almost exactly like that. But it's pretty limited, but it does look really nice. The detail again is really well done. The painting on it is really nicely done. But he is a little stiff. And you know, as far as bending the legs, this is pretty much as far as I can get it to go back, which is normal. And then, as you can see, I'm trying to show you that armor piece. It is glued on, and you can see the material is starting to bunch up a little bit, so I would be careful. As you can see, if I can get this stupid camera to focus, you can kind of see it bunching up a little bit already, so I would be wary of it. And I don't know, I'm almost afraid that eventually over time that this is actually going to rub off the gold that's on here, because it is raised. It's not printed on here. It's a rubber material. It does have some like raised parts to it where this is actually painted gold. And so I think if you move it around a lot, especially with these plastic pieces touching it, I think over time you might have an issue of the paint coming off. Okay, and then so his thigh area is pretty much the same thing as the lower half. All of this right here is all material. It is raised a little bit, just like the lower half. I'm sure it's all one piece. His crotch, I'm not going to touch it, but his crotch is actually plastic, almost like the kneecap armor. But this does move a little bit, but again, I would be real cautious about moving this. Luckily, it's not that loose. On the tactical suit Batman, it was pretty loose. You could pretty much shift it all the way and have all that material bunching up. But these seem like they're fitted really well. But still, I would be very cautious moving him around too much. I'm almost positive that eventually this paint will rub off, if not even start cracking the suit. But the detail on it is really well done. The armor on here is really nice. It's kind of cool, you know, to collect these and see stuff that you can't tell in the movie. Okay, so right off the bat, this piece right here is bothering me. This I can't get it to line up. It looks like he's, I don't know, twisting his body or torso. I can't get it to line up straight. When I do line it up straight, he looks, as you can see, it looks like he's leaning. No matter really what I do to adjust his legs. I know it's hard to see a little bit because his head's cut off, but I'll show you a better picture of what I'm talking about. I don't know, just I guess my OCD wants this to line up. And with him doing it, you can kind of see already in the frame that it looks like he's leaning to his left. And if I put him straight, that helps a little bit, but then it doesn't line up perfectly. It kind of like curves a little bit. So that's one thing of my, I guess, my little nitpicks so far that I've noticed. Same thing with the armor though. Everywhere else, really nicely painted. It's really well done. The sculpt is amazing. The detail on this thing is just crazy. I know I probably said it 3 or 4 times, but it really is well done. I think we as collectors from time to time kind of take stuff like this for granted, but a lot of work went into this. He was delayed quite a bit, and the detail on him, maybe that had something to do with it, maybe not, who knows. But the I guess gauntlets, I guess if you want to call them, they do move. Right here, it looks like there's a seam, but there's not. It almost looks like man, I'm a little kind of scared to rip this thing, But it looks like what happened is they glued these pieces over. This is both like that rubber material, the rubber suit. Same thing, it's pretty much the same thing as the legs. It looks like they like glued this piece onto this one, this top piece onto this one, because it doesn't lift up. There's no seam. Some parts look like it's not glued down as well, but all of this here is all, you know, hard plastic. It's just his arms and really his legs that have that rubber material. So I'm not too sure exactly how far the material goes throughout his body. I'll give you a side look. And as far as articulation, it's kind of hard with the shoulder pads. I guess I'll just jump right into the shoulder pads then. I've never seen a figure have shoulder pads like this that actually move up out of the way. So you're able to lift up the arm a little bit and then kind of lay the shoulder pads back down. So you get a little bit better articulation. I think that's really neat. I think that's an ingenious move by Hot Toys. I don't know if they've done that before with any other figures. Maybe they have. But as far as I know, as far as my collection, he's the only one that has anything like this. So I think that's pretty neat that that you are able to get a little bit more articulation out of him with the shoulder pads, not shoulder pads, but the armor on his shoulders being able to move a little bit more. But he is able to bend his arm. Again, I would be real cautious. You can see how it's bunching up already. My fear is that it's going to eventually just rub all of that gold paint. It looks like it's just dry brushed on there. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what it looks like. It's kind of just like dry brushed on there. I'd be real scared that eventually, with moving him around too much, that he is going to just lose all that paint over time. All right, and then the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is pretty well done. Certain angles, he looks just like Jason Momoa, especially like from the side. And I don't know, I guess from right here, I don't know if you would ever look at him that way, but straight on, he does look better in person, I will say, than on camera. It's one of those things where, kind of just like all things, where it looks a little bit better in hand than he does on any picture or camera that you're going to see. So the likeness is better in person. It's not 100%. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe it's the sculpted beard. Maybe it's the frown. I don't know. Certain angles, he looks exactly like him. Like I said, from the sides, he looks exactly like him. But from, you know, just looking at him straight on, he does look a little off. It's not bad. I'm not knocking the head sculpt. I think it's done really well. I think it's great. They even gave him the I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say cut, but I guess the missing hair on his eyebrow. So really well done. It is plastic hair. It does have a little bit of give to it, not much. It does move a little bit. And then if you look here in the back, it actually looks like there's two different, it's almost like they have two different pieces of hair. You can see more still laying down there. So it looks like they have like a small layer on the back somewhere, and then they put this one on top to give it a little bit more of that effect, you know, of real hair. So it's cool. I like it. It does restrict the head movement though. And yeah, that's pretty much as far as I can get it. Again, I'm just cautious about even moving him on this suit. I think that eventually it will take off this paint. So if that's something that you're real cautious about, or you don't like it, then I would kind of suggest maybe holding off on him. Me, if you watched any of my other videos before, you know that I basically just keep them in a museum pose. I really don't do anything too crazy with them. Okay, so I scooted him back a little bit. Hopefully you still get a pretty decent shot of him. This is pretty much as far as his arms will go down to his side. So not too great in my opinion. And still, this thing is driving me crazy. I know it's probably my OCD in me, but I can't get it straight. And then when I get it straight, it looks like he's leaning to one side. Looks like somebody sucker punched him in the kidneys or something. Like, I can't get him to sit up straight or stand up straight. And this basically has no move. This bottom half has like no give to it whatsoever. I mean, it's minimal, and I don't think I'm supposed to even be turning him that way. His movement is coming from this top half, and there is a pretty ugly seam. I mean, you can even tell it on camera. So I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings about this one, to be honest with you. I think he looks great if you just leave him one way, but I can't get him. I don't know. I can't get him to look like he's standing straight. I can't get his arms to his side. All right, so here you go, guys. Here is all three put together. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, and I definitely didn't want to put another video just to show you the three of them together. But here they are. They look absolutely phenomenal together. I'm extremely happy. Again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to have Aquaman's trident displayed with him like that or not. Haven't decided yet. But here they are. Batman is just so much wider than Aquaman. I thought they were kind of roughly the same size when I was messing with Aquaman, but Batman is still, at least he appears to be a decent amount wider than him. I could be mistaken, but it might be that armor on him also. But he's really big. Aquaman's just a smidge taller than him, just a little bit. If you measure him to Batman's ears, they might be the same height, but if you're not considering his ears, Aquaman's definitely taller. Not by much though, but still really awesome to have them all together. I'm really excited. Again, I cannot wait to have the Flash. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at what they look like together as of right now. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on this piece. I don't know what to think, to be 100% honest with you. There's some things I really like about him, and there's some things that I'm just not too sure of. His suit really worries me a lot. I'm not used to having a figure like, with the rubber suit really. I do have that Arkham one down there that doesn't really move. But I don't know, his Aquaman suit feels a little bit different to that. It actually feels a little bit more fragile than his suit. So it does worry me, especially with all those armor pieces all around him. On his shoulders, his chest, his thighs, his shin guards, everything. Like, I'm just a little nervous that I'm going to have issues with him sometime down the road. And granted, it's kind of the hobby that we're in. You got to take the bad with the good. So he kind of just threw me for a loop. I really liked him initially, I can't even talk. Initially, I liked him, right out of the box. I think he looked great. And then as I was, reviewing him, there were some things on there, mainly the suit, that I didn't really care for. And I don't really mess with them too much as far as when they come in. I take the plastic off and I just, do a once over, make sure nothing's broken, I'm not missing anything. And then I wait till the actual review to actually, mess with him and touch the suit and the figures and all that stuff, or the accessories. So I give you my honest opinion. And I think he looks great. Like, don't get me wrong, the sculpt is there, the paint's there, everything is really well done. Just that suit that kind of worries me. I'm not used to having a suit that, again, I think is going to be that fragile. And I don't want the paint coming off. That's one thing I really don't want to happen. I know it's going to happen eventually to one of the figures, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't be him. Maybe it'll be a different figure that I have that gives me, some issues later on down the road. But he is going to stay a part of my collection. I'm not knocking him or Hot Toys or anything like that. It's just, I'm collecting the Justice League line. I buy Hot Toys. I mainly only buy pretty much the DC movie pieces that Hot Toys makes. Because I think they do the best job at bringing those characters, to life or in a collection form. So that's why I buy these Hot Toys, and he's no exception. He looks really well done. If you're collecting the Justice League line, then he's a must. Just be cautious with the suit. That would be my one thing, is just be real cautious moving him around, posing him. I tried to show you a little bit with this pose here on some of the stuff that he can do. He can move, he can be posed. I would just be real cautious. He's not going to stay like this at all. He's going to be in a museum pose. I don't even know if I'm going to have him with his trident as much as I wanted to, because I'm a little nervous of his elbow creasing the suit. But I'm trying to unite the 7, or in Hot Toys case, the 5, because who the hell knows who the 7th one is, and I'm damn sure we're never going to get a Cyborg. So trying to reunite the 5. I got Superman and the Flash still coming in. But if you're like me, you're going to collect the line, then I think he's a must. He's really well done. I think he's worth the money. I think you'll be happy with him overall. You just got to be cautious, you know, posing him and messing with that suit. That suit is the one thing that I don't know, I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't think it was going to be fabric, but then that rubber material, at least in my instance, it feels, I don't know, it just feels really, really fragile, kind of thin, that it's going to easily rip and definitely have that gold paint rub off. But other than that, guys, I believe that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate you watching. Quick sidetrack, at the making of this video, I had just passed 100 subscribers, so I want to thank each and every single one of you that are watching that are a subscriber. I really appreciate it. I'm still real new at this. I'm trying to get better, so I appreciate you guys hanging with me through this ride. I don't post any of my videos on any of the Facebook pages or anything like that, so I appreciate each and every single one of you for checking my videos out and everything. So again, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I believe that's it. I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.